Jenna, did you bring a card in? Potentially, we can get him to maybe get some counseling from someone that you might know. I mean, with KD, this is the thing. I'm really about being self-aware, and I realize, and I might joke and everything, and we have strong opinions, but overall, and just in life, I'm not that important. And if KD, man, if he takes a look at himself and realizes that, man, we need KD. We do need him, though. We need KD to bring some balance back to the NBA.
Also,
so KD's wrong about the media.
On our show.
He's wrong about the media part. Because if he wasn't a free agent, if he had signed with Golden State an extension, if he had told people, I'm staying in Golden State, the news would be about other people. It would be about Kyrie. It would be about Kawhi. It would be about, now KD is one of the best players in the world, and his move would change the hierarchy of what we have in the league. But trying to think that the media needs you? Oh, no. They don't need LeBron, don't need Steph, don't need Harden. They don't need any of those players.
Well, so here, I think KD's partially correct, and partially, to your point, just totally lacks self-awareness. Where he's correct is we do need him for content. We need great players and interesting players, so we're not just talking about the games.
Right. When was the last era that we didn't have great players in the NBA?
Right. Your point is, if KD weren't there, if you removed him, then everyone else just ticks up a level, and we're talking more about Steph than we are right now.
My mom, as a young athlete, told me, listen, don't think that one sideshow will stop the circus.
Of course.
Okay, like don't ever think that you're going to be that important that they're not going to run their business without you.
But the other part that where specific to Kevin Durant is the NBA and the NBA media, I think, does need Kevin Durant to leave Golden State to restore not only some balance to the league, that's how good he is, and he and Steph, what them teaming up did, and to restore some real intrigue and suspense about the regular season. But where he's wrong is where he acts as if the reason people are speculating about my happiness, about my mental well-being, is because I'm a free agent. No, man. It's because of all the things you've said and all the things you've done. Is anyone speculating about Kawhi Leonard's mental health or happiness? No. What about Klay Thompson? What about Jimmy Butler? What about Nikola Vucevic? Any of the other free agents?
And what do all those guys you just mentioned have in common? They don't talk about it. They don't get out in front of the media and pour gasoline on the one topic, and then the next day complain about all the pushback they get from that talking about that topic.
Was anyone, and you can say, oh, well, those guys aren't as big of a name as Kevin Durant. Fine. Was anyone speculating about LeBron James's mental well-being last year? No. Even though he was a pending free agent. If there's anyone in the basketball world bigger than Kevin Durant, it's LeBron. There are two guys who we talk about their free agency and their level of happiness. The two guys who have given us reason to. Kevin Durant and his buddy Kyrie Irving. So I'm sure when those guys talk, they're like, man, this whole thing's crazy. People think you're not happy. They think I'm not happy. Everyone's lost their mind. You see, but they're not the only two free agents. They're the only two free agents who have made it seem like, man, they aren't happy. They have other things going on. This is not, people didn't do this to Kevin Durant 3 years ago when he was a pending free agent, getting ready to leave Oklahoma City because he wasn't pouring gas on the fire and because he didn't seem miserable. Kevin Durant has seemed miserable this year. Yeah, there is an element of we're playing pop psychologist. I get that. And I can imagine that would be frustrating to have every day people talking about you, how happy you are, what you're going to do. I understand that can be wearing on you. But the self-awareness comes in. There's a way to remove a lot of it, and it's to take the Kawhi approach. I am focused on this year or the LeBron approach from last year. I will talk about the offseason and the offseason. Kevin Durant hasn't done that, and with that and with the general malaise he has seemed to be under a lot of the year, leading the league in technicals, fighting with Draymond, this is going to happen.
Yeah, but look, let's look in the last year. You and I were talking before the show. Look at the optics on Kawhi Leonard last year. Everyone was trying to make him out to be a liar. Or he was faking his injury. Or he's not that tough. Remember all the things? Oh, San Antonio, their organization, they do things the right way. And I told you guys all along, man, Kawhi's hurt. They misdiagnosed him. They didn't treat him the right way as from a doctor standpoint, not the organization, from a medical standpoint. And how much has Kawhi repaired his reputation by not saying anything but just going to work, doing his job, being a good teammate, and saying, I won't comment on free agency, compared to Kevin Durant in that last year where he has gained another postseason MVP. They are the overwhelming favorite to be able to three-peat, and he's still taking more of a PR hit than Kawhi because he's just not going about it the right way. So I don't expect this to end, especially when a player thinks that he's needed by the media. Like, there's going to be a big story, and that story is going to be Kevin Durant leaves the Golden State Warriors, and next year when we're talking about basketball, we're still going to have some of these same questions about Kevin Durant. No matter where he is, we're just going to move the needle from being in Golden State to being in New York, being in LA, being somewhere else. But Kevin Durant will be a part of the media as long as he's in the league, and given all the ways the league is covered on a daily basis, 365 days a year.
Because we thought the one thing that would sort of cure all this, the one thing that would make him happy would be winning. Well, he's won. And he's still sort of similar in attitude towards the media, towards his own self-awareness, whatever it is, as he was before. What makes you think that going somewhere else is going to change that?
But the other element is, take salaries out of it, the player salary. The other element as to why the NBA superstar makes so much more money than the NFL superstar is because people are really interested in who they are as people. That's why Kevin Durant has starred in a feature-length film called Thunder Up. It's why Kyrie Irving got the Uncle Drew movie and yet got NFL players. Aaron Rodgers ain't got no movies. Maybe Tom Brady could, but he hasn't done any movies. There is an element of, and KD has talked said Chris Haynes, when Chris Haynes asked him about free agency on the podcast, said, man, wherever I can make the most money. He seems very focused on stacking as much money as possible, and good for him. He's creating generational wealth. He's doing good things with his money. But part of that is because people are interested in more than the 48 minutes a night, 2 or 3 times a week. And seemingly, Steve Kerr gets it, Steph gets it, the other stars in the league on his team or otherwise get it. KD wants to have it both ways in this regard, and he is the only hurdle to us talking more about how great he is on the court is the things he says off the court.
Because the truth is, if you look back over this season, what stands out more? Some specific games, great games, or all the drama that has played out off the court with all the players? All right, let's take a break. Coming up, hey, why are the New York Giants